Welcome, one and all, to PopCast episode 2. Once again, I have the wonderful Grand Banana Pink Phonage, and this time we're joined by Cronides of Game Over. Cronides running the GO-P1 league once again this season, doing an amazing job of it, keeping things running smoothly. So yeah, Max Cheeser, that was the green room that you just saw. So yeah, now we're here in studio, and let's get into this. Yeah, Chronos, I kind of well, actually, hold on first. Before this is very important. We need to give everyone some love.
Cronides! Woo!
Yeah. So important ritual at the start of the game, at the start of the interview. Since you've been running Game Over P1 for a couple of seasons now, what's been your favorite part? By the way, super impressed with you popping off with that Magnum earlier. We're definitely covering that.
The only good game I had, I think, got a hold of that Magnum, man. That was working really well for me.
Hell yeah.
I'm kind of a numbers guy, working with with the league, seeing all the numbers boil out, see how things are working. That's the cool part for me.
Very cool.
I love your spreadsheet a lot, by the way. It's a really cool way to sort of put the data out there. So that's just me. Jen, thank you very much for joining. You're wonderful for being here. It is like 4 o'clock in the morning for me, but totally worth hanging out with these guys. So yeah, so one of the things like that I suppose I've really always enjoyed about GO-P1, even since season 1, is just the fast-paced lobbies, the system that kind of promotes kills and damage more so than Arc does, and yeah, just the people that come in there as well. There's just some really great people that show up season after season. Pink, obviously, I met you in the first season.
Oh yeah.
And I had a great time meeting everyone there. It was a great experience for me getting into comp. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? I suppose is your favorite thing about playing GO-P1 as a player? Just move that to the side there.
I think for me, it's one of the things that I know that Softus, when he kind of created and had a vision for this league, the fast lobbies was part of it, and we still maintain really fast lobbies. There's no reporting between, so you're going through from one to the other. There's no break in the action outside of just flipping the top team out, and so that's cool to keep that energy going. Maybe a little bit of time to trash talk in between, but that's about it. But the cool part about it, I think, is the ability for even average players, new to comp players, to be able to come in and compete against some of the top players in the world in Pop 1. We play with a cap, so we don't have necessarily top full loaded diamond teams type of thing, but you can still play against Pink Phonage, you can play against Scanter. Those are really cool opportunities for people who are new to comp to be able to see how those guys play, even if they're, getting their ass owned early and often. It's a cool opportunity. It's a cool opportunity for guys that wouldn't normally get to compete against people like that.
Awesome. I love that you mentioned that. It's funny because Arc, we have to compare to Arc because it's a big one. If you are new, you'll never ever be able to play against the best in the world because you'll never get there, right? So I love that you mentioned that because now that I think about it, like Go was really good practice for Arc for me. I didn't join Arc for a long time until like 3rd season of Go maybe. And honestly, Go is better practice for me than Arc was when I first started Arc because the level of competition, like you mentioned, like you can get some crazy people in Go and it's good practice. So even if you're getting your butt owned in the beginning, which I was. So, yeah, really cool. How did Go start? Like, what got you all to start that?
Well, and I wasn't around for the very early parts of it. In fact, Honey may remember, maybe a little bit more than I do. But I know some of the motivating factors in talking to Softest was, something. He was a little, disenchanted, I think, with the Arc setup and the way that things were going. There was a lot of camping. There is more focus on placement. He wanted a little bit more aggressive style, something, and 85% of our scoring in GO-P1 comes from damage and kills, almost an equal percentage of damage and kills total, adding up to about 85%. Only 15 for placement, so it really kind of encourages people to get out there and get some kills, get some damage. Placement's not as important. Having that fast turnaround, I know, was a motivating factor. Having a more flexible scheduling options, so you don't have to sign up well in advance, and then everything is just set. I mean, you can sign up 15 minutes before the match.
Yeah, it's great.
We're pretty laid back.
So flexible.
Let people get in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, the flexibility is a massive thing because you know very well that people don't really like to play Planet in advance. It's just like, you know what, I feel like playing comp, why not? And I really like that about it, for sure.
Awesome.
And also, sometimes if you're signing up as just a duo or even as a solo, you can usually get people to get in there and join you and make up a team. Because the nice thing is, you got like four games, right, that you can play max. And then if you want to play more in the season, you can, which is nice. So you're sort of driven to find another team to play with, because there's like all those nights of the week to do it in.
Yeah.
So Pink, how many teams are you running this season?
Oh, that's a good question.
Gosh, what?
Go for it, Cronides.
Well, we literally just started. I mean, so we had 6 teams tonight on the first night signing up.
It's a good night.
We don't have any registration ahead of time. We've got several other teams that have signed up for later in the week and later in further weeks out. We've been running, I think, somewhere around 90 teams total by the end of the season. Some of those teams, like you say, are teams that are like, hey, I didn't have anyone to play with. I didn't want to do pubs. I didn't have anything going on in any other leagues, any scrims, and so I really wanted to just kind of get in something different tonight, and they impromptu throw a team together. So some of those guys, well, they'll play one game, or one night, and maybe 2. They might get together if they click together, they work together well. The chemistry was there. Maybe they play more games together. It's a good way to kind of meet and get new opportunities to just jump in with someone and see if it works out.
Yay.
But I like what you brought up, Cronides. I met a lot of people through Go because I played with so many teams. I try to play with as many teams as I can, like, each season. Sometimes it's new people to comp. I remember I did a beginner tournament that wasn't Go, obviously. I did a beginner tournament. I said, hey, y'all, I think it's people who are in Clan CIC now, but they never did comp before. It was a Facebook tournament, and I took them in it. They did really well, and I said, hey, how about the next step? Go. And then they did that, and now they're in it, and they're still playing comp to this day. A couple CIC people were amazing, really cool. Yeah. And so it's really cool just because you can sign up with so many different people and just have fun with different people. But I like the drop game perspective where you can just drop a game because, it does encourage the aggressive behavior. Very cool. Where do you see the seasons going? I mean, we were in season 5 now? Is that right? Season 5?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, and the first 2 seasons were completely uncapped, and so very quickly saw that you could get a lot of very stacked teams, and if you're not running divisions and you've got some of these average Joe guys, playing against some of the top teams in the league. You very quickly learned that the fun factor kind of drops out a little bit, that, and so the third season, in response to the community, and I think that's one of the cool things about GO-P1 is that we involve the community in being able to vote for certain issues. What do people want to see? What do you find fun? And people get to vote on format and things like that. And so we started with the cap format in season 3, and didn't really have a good way to measure that. So we developed our own metric based on the type of scoring that we do to create a Go level. So we could kind of then, at least try to kind of predict success from a certain team and set up a rating system so that we could pick something that's like, okay, let's look at the data. We had about, the top 15% were a huge skill gap between everybody else. They were just rolling over here. We had I remember it was like Scanter and Jackie-O Girl and Pintail. I think was season 1 or season 2.
Oh yeah. The season 1 champions were just crazy.
Oh, devastating team. I mean, they still hold some of the GO-P1,
Some of the records, yeah.
world records, from season 1,
God.
and we've increased scoring. We've actually bumped up damage scoring, and they still hold some of the Hall of Fame records. So it's really impressive. Some of the people that came out there, but it really I don't think it was much fun for the top people either. They were really rolling over people so easily. And then at the same time, we've got a lot of people that really want to get introduced to comp. They want at least a feel chance they can compete on some level. They may not expect to get first or second place, but at least they can compete. And so the cap, I think, has worked out really well. People have been really positively disposed to it. There's been some of the top people that still want to have a roll over everybody kind of team. They're disappointed, obviously, in having a cap. And Pink, one of the cool things I think that you told me one time was, you don't get better from winning all the time. So that's something we try to be sensitive to, for those mid-range, mid-range players and teams that are in there. It's tough for them to be always the top, sort of thing. But I think that the cap has worked out pretty decently in trying to eliminate a huge gap in skill at the top. But we've still had some players come back that are top tier players, the top 10, 15, places in the world, that'll play as a duo or they'll play as a solo, and they actually compete really well. I mean, Colin the Fifth, man, he was a grand champion.
Oh wow, yeah, he's great.
Season, man.
He's a monster.
He won the solo championship. He won the duos championship. I think it was that with you, Pink? Was he
I
paired up
think
with you as a duo?
so. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a monster. That guy.
And he won the overall squad championship too. So I mean, very highly successful people, even as duos, as solos. The season before, we actually had an overall winner that was only a duo, beating out all the squads.
Oh my God, yeah. That
so
was
it's really
Scanner and Funky, I think.
Yeah, I mean, really impressive, those guys. And it's cool to have a format where solos and duos and squads can all compete on the same field, and be at similar levels.
Interesting.
One thing I wanted to show. Yeah, I wanted to show this to the stream. Let me just jump around here. So, what a lot of people don't realize is season 1's prize was in fact a cameo appearance by Shooter McGavin.
Oh, God,
from
that was hilarious.
from Happy
I
Gilmore.
heard about the virtual reality game called Population 1, and we've got some congratulations in order for Pintail, Scanter, and Jackie O-Girl. Woo, yeah. You won season 1 of the GO-P1. Awesome. Well done. Now, that said, congratulations are in order. Yes, you deserved it. But I think the real winner today is Corn Pops. Why, you ask?
Corn Pops.
They get a little bit of a thing called sportsmanship award. They turned in a score that wasn't even theirs, and it cost them the win. I mean, that is unthinkable in a lot of ways, but it's such a gigantic, wonderful move. Really. It turned in another team score, even if it meant losing. Well, you're winners in my heart, Corn Pops. And by the way, the real winners, Pintail, Scanner, Jackie O-Girl, booyah. Well done. Corn Pops, you rock. Well done, kids. Have a great one. Shoot it out.
How did you get this man to do this?
Cameo.
Legend, man. That was definitely Softus's doing, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was great.
We will never have something so cool as that.
I wonder if the young people even know what that
is
is reference to, like Happy Gilmore, the movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh, it was such a funny movie.
But no, it's just such a cool thing to do. But just thought I'd share a bit of game over P1 history there. Because a lot of people don't remember season 1, even though it wasn't really that long ago. But yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah.
Hey, Cronides, I had a...
The GO-P1 League launched December of last year, so we're 8 months, almost 9 months in.
Dang.
Yeah, wow, that's...
I have a question.
Amazing.
So, we've been talking about the high end of the kind of ratings right? Like the top players. What about the bottom end? Like, do you see a lot of like the people who try for the first time come back? I know you're the stats guy, so since we have you, I think all those stats would be really cool.
That was one of the cool things that we saw the first season we did the cap, and we kind of saw that continue for the next season 4. Is not only did we see an elimination of that skill gap at the very top, where some of those mid-high tier teams were not hugely separated from the very top players anymore, right? So everything was more evenly distributed from the top as you went down. There was always a team competing very close to you, no matter what level you were at. But what was cool is the people that landed in the like top or the bottom like 80%, right? You take out the top 20% of people. Those people actually, their overall average scores increased as well. And so by taking that murderous top 20% out, you actually help the bottom be more successful as well. And so I think it brought everybody tighter together in the middle. I think it made it a lot more fun for people. I mean, you still have some breakout nights where people may pop triple digits in a single evening, but for the most part things are a lot better in the middle.
It's
awesome.
It makes it nice and tight. Brad, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. This is episode 2 of PopCast, and we do have Cronides here. So Brad has played. Right, Brad, you must have played a bit of GO-P1 at some point, right? Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
So one of the top teams last season.
Awesome.
Yeah, and great to have you here. We just got Cronides, been picking his brains, watching some GO-P1 history. And actually what I do have queued up, in fact, is the clip from earlier of Cronides going absolutely buck wild.
Hell yeah, let's see this.
In that first game. Let me just pull that up here. I will need to sort of
What was your team's plan tonight? I'm sure you had a strategy, right? Game plan?
So, it's interesting playing with both Master and Greatest. They're both pushers.
Awesome.
They're both aggressive. So I get to kind of sit back and be a little bit of a support guy.
The anchor.
Just kind of throwing cover on top of them, trying to do a little bit of interference to keep them alive while they're on the push.
Awesome.
They are so aggressive, so that's just kind of my role in it, to try to stay alive, keep that pressure onto other things, keep people distracted. So you've got one here, you can see Master and Greatest both pushing in over there.
Wow, yeah, strong team too.
Just firing off on this tower.
Dang, that was you all the way over there.
Back over to the
You just hear that constant rate of fire.
This is where it all began.
That's a strong team too.
And we thought for sure, man, we thought Fuego had completely headed down towards tower. So we went pursuing him down that direction thinking he had not cut back. It was really a shock to us that he was back in the corner by Armory.
Yeah, you guys kind of just sort of let them go for a second, and I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did not want to let them get back into it.
What are your guns, Cronides or Cronides? What's your loadout? What's your ideal loadout?
I love the Magnum. I am a Magnum fan. I also like the P90. I've been playing with RFB a little bit lately too.
Awesome.
Magnum,
Magnum
you
and
were absolutely killing it with that Magnum though. It was great.
It's funny you mentioned the Magnum and the P90 because I'm actually trying to switch to that from just AK. Man, the Magnum is just so strong. It's ridiculous.
Really strong at the moment. I'm just turning the volume down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, whenever you start hitting those Magnum shots, it was a bit like earlier in PBCEU. Who was it? Kek Nicholas was playing for Triforce, and he was just going off with the FAL, like rapid fire FAL, absolutely wrecking everyone in his way with this thing, and it just put so much pressure on people. They couldn't push, they couldn't really do much. I mean, the only thing he could do was build, and then he had his teammates with spray guns, and then as soon as those FAL shots got through, it was nighty-night. So there was a really potent sort of thing. So if you have someone with a Magnum or an FAL, on your team, and the other two have like something that can break builds, like an M60 or a P90. Damn, it's a scary combination for mid range or even long range. You know, so and there's 29, 29, 29. It's poof.
Yesterday we were talking
Decimated.
about rolls, yeah. And anchor position should have that Magnum or that foul, or an op, of course. But yeah, you were saying, Cronides?
No, I was saying right in here is about where Fuego, I think, is actually who put down Sig Mini at that point. And we saw his name pop up. We're like, holy crap, man! He made it on the backside.
Oh,
and so that's when we started pushing hard back in, you know, in that space.
Yeah, Cronides again with the Magnum.
Good job, Cronides. Love to see
Oh, look at that! You have a pinched in that little corner there. Goodness.
Yeah, and I think it was Mass that actually flew in there and finished him off.
Really putting a lot of pressure on
This is where I was like, I'll definitely be discussing this in his Magnum.
Oh,
usage
that
later.
grenade! Oh my God,
Yeah,
Cronides!
such a grenade. It was such
Brutal.
a good frag.
It was brutal.
I
Wow.
really enjoyed that. Well done, Cronides.
At one point last season, I said that Sergeant Slaughter was lobbing bombs to death, but you were the one doing it tonight. It was great to watch.
Pink's dead. Pop One Rangers really putting them under pressure.
Pink
Spray and pray
dead.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate position for you guys. Yeah, this is an unfortunate position for you guys in this game.
Let's go. We got
Spray
split
runs
here.
straight in days.
I had to
Yeah.
shout at my team and say, "Hey, we got to play together." That was too many one-on-one-on-one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Funny.
And
Yeah, and C ended up coming back and pushing on us good. I mean, I know I dropped a grenade in, did a lot of damage to the C team as they were pushing up, and wishing I had that second grenade back that I had thrown and finished off that squad, man. I really needed that second one. They ended up coming up and finishing us off.
But unfortunately,
This was a killer game for
Yeah.
y'all, though.
life as a duo is hard.
Yeah, it was an amazing, amazing game.
Very soon, Ellie doesn't have shield.
I'm glad that the video didn't break my my game this time. Don't know what happened last time. Whoa.
Oh, good job with the
Poor thing. It must need a water-cooled PC and maybe a better
Cronides,
CPU.
you picked that up. Holy crap. Good cover fire there.
Yep.
but Ellie can't move too far out.
You didn't have much of an opening there. You probably had half a second to
there
hit that
wasn't.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you hit it.
Pop One Rangers have
That hit scan though makes the Magnum so potent. And like, yeah, like a lot of the weapons so much more potent than they used to be because you see someone you can hit him. Whereas crossing a gap before, if you're far away, was not as dangerous.
position is tough when there's gonna
See, and that's where these guys started pushing up on me. And they got to a point where I was able to drop a grenade right in on them. I did like 130 on one and 12 on the other, and I wanted to drop in there on them, but you know, I knew that at least one was still pretty healthy.
Self-restraint was good.
definitely abstract is on their radar.
Unfortunately, like, I think this game went to Blang and they were
Oh, as a duo,
they were
right?
playing as a duo and they just like Abstract with that Cyberblade was killing it tonight.
He's a scary
Like,
guy.
so
with
many
the
sword
cyberblade,
kills.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the wall. Ellie's got
Yeah, there's that grenade drop.
But it
there.
was just they set it up so perfectly inside this building. You know, like
web formation.
Greatest Ever and Master put down like a lot of good builds there, making a little web inside there.
You kept the pressure on there,
then
though, Cronides. I saw that.
Abstract just went in,
Yeah.
and that Cyberblade
it
just
was trying to hold off that one other squad, man. But
Ah,
God, they pushed in really good.
I think you guys are in the typical zone where there's three teams and it's a triangle, and then whoever makes the first move, like there's one team that's going to get screwed, right? Because and unfortunately that was your team this time, but it's so weird because it's like you're playing checkers or chess at that point, where like it's like all three teams are just checkmate until one team makes the move.
Oh man, A solo, you can't even see his health at that point.
yeah.
Oh god, yeah, what? No help.
He was a sliver. And then Zone just pushed them, and they had to go and push this building, and just going into a building with a guy with a Cyberblade, a tiny little building like that that's already got builds set up, horrible.
Yep.
Not, and they pushed one at a time, which is bad too. I mean,
That's a bad idea. Oh no.
5 health.
yeah,
And he goes.
yeah. Yeah, very unfortunate, but a great win for Blind. Actually, I was very impressed with the way they played. A lot of good zone rotation from them. So, yeah. So, let's... oops, sorry, I just picked the wrong one there.
Awesome. So Cronides, I don't know much about you, to be honest. Like, how long you've been playing? You know, what got you first in the game? Why you still play? Like, obviously you must love some aspect of it because you've been playing for probably over a year, I'm assuming. Tell us about your backstory. I really don't even know.
A little under a year, actually. I started right around December, I think, of last year. And encountered a lot of noobs that are not noobs anymore that are still playing the game. People like Doc Butler. It was actually Doc who got me into Go. Yeah, Doc is great. He got me into Go originally. He approached me, was like, hey, because I'm one of those older guys. I don't move as fast. I'm never going to be one of those top tier players. Right?
Don't say that.
And so he's talking to me about this clan that that he's part of, or thinking about being part of, that is interested about the character of people and the people that you're playing with as much as the skill level of the people that you're playing. People who are interested in getting better, but are good people to play with. That was kind of the goal that they're at. And I was like, well, that sounds pretty cool. I'd like to get with some more consistent players that I could work on my skills, that I could get better. Immediately watching Pink Ponage videos is one of the best ways I have
it is.
my game, I gotta tell you. For sure, man. My DT game is 100% better watching Pink Ponage videos and going to the training park and just going through the process that you have laid out. It's amazing, how much of a difference it can make if you just take the time to understand the weapons, learn the weapons. So I got in December, and it was a little while getting in to Go. They finally let me in after an extended effort of trying to get in. And it was not long after that Softus was looking for kind of a way out. He didn't want to run a league anymore. He didn't want to get in competition anymore. It started feeling, I think, more like work, and he had some other obligations and stuff that he wanted to get involved in. So he was looking for someone to take over things, and I'd had a little experience in running some gaming communities in the past for things that were not, VR related at all. So I told him, I'd go ahead and I'd take over things, take ownership of stuff and kind of fill in. And I didn't really want to be like the leader of Go or the leader of GO-P1. I really wanted to make sure I could help with logistics, and I had that kind of experience. I can run an Excel spreadsheet, but I really wanted the community to continue being the Go clan, to take care of the Go clan, and I wanted the GO-P1 team to kind of take care of itself, the community to kind of put their weight into stuff. And we had an admin team that was me and Honey. And Ghost on the Go side, and then we also had the Rad guys. I was actually a Rad guy before I was a Go guy. I was in the Rad servers before I was in Go. Wow. And there was such a camaraderie there. Such a brotherhood and feeling in that server, man. The Rad group is amazing to work with and to play with. And so we've had Sergeant Slaughter and Weller came over, and Brand came over.
Yeah, they were amazing.
We formed Rad Comps. Also, Rad Comps has kind of been the ugly sister of the GO-P1 league.
Ugly? No.
That's why I saw Brand. It's he's the ugly sister of the GO-P1 league, the Rad Comps. So their niche has been a little bit more, sprint stuff, faster, one-off sorts of cool events, and a little bit more flying by the seat of your pants. And GO-P1 kind of tries to keep it more traditional, squad, duo, solo competition going.
Awesome. Very cool.
So that's how I kind of got in and stuck with it. From a VR standpoint, I used to actually play a lot of Elven Assassin, if you've ever shot some arrows, but the...
Arrows, yeah. That's cool.
Well, what keeps you motivated?
Forever.
I actually want to know what keeps you motivated, because that's a lot of work, what you all do. That's like, you spend hours. You don't get paid for it. Like, what keeps you motivated?
Yeah. Well, in the whole admin team, I mean, it's all volunteer people, just, kind of a labor of love. I like working with the stats. I like seeing, people enjoying themselves. I like having the league itself for my own enjoyment. It's fun to compete in this league.
Awesome.
Someone's got to run it. So we, us volunteers, and Honey's been one of those volunteers too. Have been the guys doing it. You've been, one of our lobby hosts. We've got shoutcasters, yourself, Honey, and Attack by Wolves, all contributing. I mean, everybody's kind of a volunteer in this, keeping this to be a cool community that people enjoy. It's a lot of fun for others to watch, and watching the shoutcasts and stuff really added a lot to it. It's been cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Attacked by Wolves is another guy I'd absolutely love to get in here. He does have his own avatar and everything. I'm sure he could get it in. But yeah, he's a great guy. Does a lot for the Wolves shelter as well. Up in New York, which is great. And he doesn't take any subs or donations. They all go to the wolf shelter. So if you want to protect the wolves in North America, you can totally stop by Attack by Wolves channel, and I think he has a link to their page, so you can donate.
He's a great guy.
But no, he's just a lovely guy, great player. I remember looking at his stats in the Game Over channel at one point, and it was 9 kills per game and stuff. I was like, what the hell? How did people do this? And he was doing it mostly with swords at the time. It was ridiculous. Yeah, he's an absolute beast. So yeah, I'd love to get him on.
And he's one of those guys, he's a great player, but he's actually taken more of an interest, I think, in being a shoutcaster and being kind of a commentator, a leader in the community. But doesn't compete as much in himself anymore. But great player and a lot of fun to watch a shoutcast. I mean, there's no one that gets more excited probably than Attack by Wolves watching a gameplay. It's great.
Oh yeah, for sure. He loves watching good plays. That's the interesting thing. So Pink, you're very much into just seeing a good play being put together before your eyes. For sure, I see it in your shoutcast. You get super excited when you're like, "Oh, this is gonna happen," and you see it coming, and it's yeah. And it's what makes your shoutcast so exciting. So I do love it when you cast.
I only started shoutcasting because I was so inspired by Attacked by Wolves. No joke. I saw him shoutcast, his enthusiasm. Yeah. He talked a little bit of strategy, and he put more personality into it, and that's what I really liked about it. He was honestly the reason I even just tried, and I'm not even a good shoutcaster, but I just have fun with it. But he's so good at it, and he's passionate about it, and you can tell. So yeah, it would be great to get him on too, talk about it.
Yeah.
And all three of you guys, that's one of the coolest things that the shoutcasters bring, and all three of you that help the GO-P1 community in that right is not just whether it be enthusiasm or just interest in calling the play as it goes. It's the experience of top tier players. I mean, you guys are all top tier players that have great insight into the strategies and the movements of other teams. And in doing so, I mean, you guys are all into educating other people, into helping other people get better. And I think the shoutcasts do that as well. I mean, it really gives you insight as to what a top player thinks like. It's going, oh, well, you should have had a shotgun to finish them off. I mean, that's like a classic Pink Ponage line.
It is.
If you don't internalize that as a newer player to comp, as someone who's kind of an average player that's looking to get to that next level, if you don't hear what the shoutcasters are saying, and internalize that and bring that to your game, man, you're really missing out.
Cronides, so I don't know if you've sort of seen any of what Six Mentoring does at the moment, but a lot of their events are shoutcasted and things like that, and I think that's really, they're trying to get them all shoutcasted just so people can see them and watch it back after they've taken part, and it really is a nice tool. I know that a lot of the players in PPCU, whenever I'm covering that, they'll watch back the stream afterwards and go through it with a fine-tooth comb and be like, why did I move there? What was I thinking? And they go back and they relive the plays in their head, and they're like, why? That was a terrible idea. I'm not going to do that next time. And you see them getting stronger and stronger week on week in first season for sure. So, looking forward to seeing more of that. It's really nice to see shoutcasting become more of a thing. For me, anyway. I mean, mixed doubles, great to shoutcast as well. it's a bit slower, so you got a bit more space to fill. So I'm thinking, next time I do that, I'll probably actually have a co-host on with me just to talk to me while the sort of things are building. It's quick when it's in Metropolis, but if it's full map and it's just duos, it can take a long time for things to get going.
Mm-hmm.
And even I don't have that many words to say. I could,
You're an awesome job,
I could talk to a wall, but yeah, it's just like, oh.
Hey, Cronides.
Too much.
Really done. They've done some great things in trying to help a lot of the new people. And I did do a presentation for them not long ago, actually, for just talking about the GO-P1 League and how do you get involved and letting people know kind of the nuts and bolts of the league and stuff like that. But really, anything that you can get yourself involved in some comp, whether it be GO-P1 or the GL League or ARC or whatever. There's so many opportunities out there for people to get better, and comp just makes you a lot better. And Six is doing a great job of taking some of those new people and showing them the ropes and giving them good, resources to work with.
Have you actually talked to their leadership? Sorry. Have you actually talked to their leadership?
Just a little bit, and they've Ted recently started up a think tank server, also bringing in a lot of the leadership from all the different clans and the leagues and stuff together, just to start thinking about other things you can do to offer different opportunities.
That server is why this is happening. That server is why this is happening.
I had no idea.
Well, that's where I came up with the idea to ask you to come and be my host. I was like, yeah, that seems like a great idea.
I'm a banana. We don't think about those things.
I was already thinking of building a studio, and then the think tank thing came up, and I got the invite, and I was like, you know what, this is a perfect place to talk to people about good ideas. So that is why we're sitting right here. But yeah, one of the new things we've got going on with Six is Six Clan, and that's something I tried to rope Pink into as well. And so it's something where we actually do coordinate with the clans and basically take on people like new players who are thinking they'd like to play competitively, and we'll basically take them through like all the steps to getting into comp, from low, medium, and high comp strategies and rotations, gun skills, all of that. So like as I've been describing it to everyone, it is the Top Gun of Pop 1. So we're gonna try and bring them in, bring them up, and basically we'll be coordinating with clan scouts and leaders. So if GO-P1 needs people, we will, or if Go needs people, sorry, you just come on by, send a representative or something, and they can be involved in rearing a team right from the beginning all the way through if they want. And Pink's just committed suicide.
Yeah,
Banana all over the place.
I'm curious. Are you still in? You're not in Game Over Clan, are you still, Honey?
I am VFW at the moment because I'm so burnt out. But the Go in my name at the end is still there.
Oh, okay.
I do still love these guys. I do. I'm just being so burnt out that I can't compete at the moment, like properly.
You and I will compete together. And we'll fight against Cronides.
Yeah.
And one thing that is
Game Over is we don't like to say goodbye. The people that if people leave the clan, they like make a conscious decision. They're gonna go to the WWW. They're gonna go to XXX. Like Shark. Corn Pops. We saw mentioned earlier. In our shooter video. Those were people that wanted opportunities to compete in ARC at higher levels and like a gold league and have that opportunity to move into different clans and stuff. So those people get moved out. Some of those, hang on with like being still lobby hosts for GO-P1, and so they kind of still keep that connection. Shark is one of our hosts still. But anyone who just decides, I just don't want to be involved in comp as much anymore. I want to get involved in other things and play more casually. People like Honey have an opportunity to just retire to the VFW, where we keep them in the clan, but not in the competitive side of the clan.
So it's nice to just hang around with you guys. That's the thing. I do like everyone there. It's just Actually, one of the nice things we've started doing in Go is just to have the fun nights, twice a month, and I love that. It's just a nice bonding experience for people, just to sort of get together, play silly solos or team deathmatch or whatever.
Drink
And it's just
alcohol.
really nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, I really hope you have some sort of bourbon in front of you, Cronides. It's late enough at night that you gotta.
I'm drinking beer. Is that count?
It counts.
I started
Yeah.
with a little Statesman,
Eden.
a little Old Forester Statesman. We're now on the double oak bourbon because I ran out of Statesman while we're on
That
it.
sounds fancy.
Very nice.
You guys are too
Very,
fancy
very
for
nice.
me. I just have my beer.
I have basic bitch Jack Daniels number 7. It is straight from the bottle. I'm classy like that.
I'd send you something better, but North Ireland is a
Oh yeah, there's not much.
I tell ya.
Yeah, it is. Hey, thank you so much, by the way, for sending me. So Cronides, out of his own pocket, sent me 2 amazing T-shirts commemorating the last season of GO-P1, and I was so pleasantly surprised when these things arrived. I was like, oh my god. Thank you so much. So officially, let me thank you in
you're very
person.
welcome.
Since it was just such a lovely gesture. Yeah, such a lovely gesture. I didn't feel like I had done enough to deserve it.
Tell me you have a picture of this to
But,
put on the screen.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, but
I
it was
really
really
wanted to
cool.
commemorate, season 3. That was really our first season that I took over as a full season. I had helped GO-P1 in season 2 as well, but in kind of a side role helping Softus, and keeping up with the Excel sheets and things like that. But season 3 was the first season where, we started a new admin council. That was the very first time that popped up. We had a change in Go as a clan. I mean, all the founders of Go went away. We had Shark going away, and Corn Pops went away, and Softus went away. Everybody went away. And so we had this new group of people trying to hit some sort of camaraderie with the Go clan. That's why we started doing the fun nights. We wanted to bring in people that helped us in the league. So we got our lobby hosts invited, all the admin team, which included some of the rad guys, invited. But season 3 was kind of a special time. It was that transition.
It was, yeah.
It was new admin council to run the league, the GO-P1 league. And so I wanted to not only offer some prizes to our champions, which was a cool thing to be able to do, but I wanted to also recognize the admin team that had volunteered all their time and worked with me to make it a success and moving forward. So our season 3, Weller put together some amazing designs.
Weller was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, great artistic talents. He's actually speaking of whiskeys, he actually has created a Whistle Pig label that Whistle Pig actually used at one point in time.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So some great talents there. So he put together some cool designs for us, for the admin team and for the champions. The shirt company that we actually had tried to produce them had to ship them to me 4 different times before they actually got them correct. I received, I don't know, the first 9 shirts that I ordered, 8 of them were wrong. The next 8 that they shipped as replacements, 7 of them were wrong. The 7 were wrong because they all had Scanter's name on them. And so we had a bunch of people in the admin team.
They're like, best Hop 1 player, Scanto. Scanto everywhere.
We had Scanter with, Colin on the back as the solo, winner as the admin team. We had all the admin team people pictured on the back. We had 7 Scanter shirts in our sizes. So a lot of the admin team got extra Scanter shirts because we're going to put those in shadow boxes because that's going to be worth a lot of money at some point.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. Just send one to Scanter. Just be like, just send one to Scanter like every month.
Sergeant Slaughter even said, "Scanter shirt owner here."
There we go. Slaughter's confirming right there. Scanter shirt
verified line. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I want to show off some of Weller's work here. This is this is just the actual Game Over Season 4 trailer that he put together for us. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Please don't crash.
Don't crash.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, he did a great job with this, I think. Just some nice editing and some cool stylistic stuff.
He has more video clips of me dying than anything at all.
Oh, what a grenade this was! Oof. Yeah. There were some amazing plays in season 4 and season 3. This actually was from. Yeah, Weller's so talented when it comes to picking clips. Good music,
Artistic,
great use of the artistic styles here. So yeah, that was great. I just wanted to show that off because he really did an amazing job with that. So let's get back down here.
He brings all of even our score sheets, all the banners on the score sheets are done by Weller. The shirt designs we've done thus far have been done by Weller. The videos have been done by Weller. And he does Radcom stuff too as well. All the banners and he's done shirts and coasters for prizes on Radcoms. Very talented guy.
So, okay, this is the thing because I happened to turn around and look at your logo there. Cronides.
Yeah.
What is it?
What does it mean? What does it mean? Is it just are you Zeus? Are you the god of thunder? There's always lightning in the names, so I was like, is it actually a thing? Is it a reference?
So so when I was in college, before most of you were probably born,
How old are you? Wait, before you continue, how old are you? You've alluded to it, real quick.
Yeah, I
He ain't gonna answer.
Oh, no way.
What? Awesome.
Yep.
Wow. Congrats.
That's amazing. Yeah. You play.
This explains my slowness and my reaction time.
Not at all.
Okay, so you were in college. Sorry for interrupting. You were in college and then
So yeah, when I was in college, I was in a mythology class or something, and was reading Ovid, the Metamorphoses. It's a bunch of short stories of Greek mythology. Okay. And in there, they refer to Zeus as Cronides' bolt thrower. And so I adopted early on in the AOL of internet
that's
days,
so cool.
Cronides
for Cronides?
as a username. Yeah, so Cronides has been my username since very early on when the internet was young.
AOL.
Wow, that's such a cool backstory. I love it.
Related to Zeus. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's interesting. Like, you've had yours since like the early days of the internet, and I read a comment earlier from Snakehat on your video. It was like, I remember playing with Honey when he was still higher. And I was like, oh, shit, people remember me from those days. Oh, no. The rebrand is real. Leave it alone. No one ever brings that up.
Oh, goodness.
But no, the HYR in my name.
On the topic of names, how did we get HoneyGun and Pink Ponage?
You go first, honey.
So HoneyGun, it was actually a joke. Because I was HireGun for so long. HireGun actually came from my old guild in Path of Exile, which was the House of Young Reprobates.
Good game.
So it was just HYR, and then Gun was the actual name. So that's why I was hired.gun. And then I added a VR after that because I was like, VR now, I do this. So yeah, that's where that came from. And then, so no one could pronounce it. They were like, here. Well, and there was all sorts of Scandinavian pronunciations.
It was not easy to remember at all.
And so I realized quite early on that whenever I'm playing with Radfox, she would always just call people by the first part of the name. Yeah. So the first foray into this was I made an alt account called Baby Gun just to surprise her, so she would call me Baby.
Oh.
And then she called me Baby the entire day, and I was like, this is amazing.
This feels great.
I just changed my main account to HoneyGun, so she would call me Honey. It was hilarious for me. Anyway, it was just that's where it came about. But yeah, Pink, where did yours come from?
Hey, yours is nice. I like your story. Mine's less enticing, less interesting. But I played Fallout Tactics. I don't know if y'all know that game. God, that was an old game. CDs, when CDs were a thing. Fallout Tactics, and I played multiplayer. I was in one of the top clans. I saw someone named Red Ponage, and I always chose Pink. You choose a color when you go into the game, and I was like, oh, why not call myself Pink Ponage? And God, ever since that game, and that was so long ago, yeah, just every game from there on out is Pink Ponage. So yeah, it's been there forever. World of Warcraft, all the game, whatever game it is.
Wow.
League of Legends, whatever. Yeah, I stick the same name, but same like Cronides. When you got your name, your gamer name, you stick with your gamer name, right? Yeah, so it's cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've kind of fully rolled with the Honey brand, so like I've got a hive. This is a thing now. Wait, let's get into wide shots so that people can see this. Where's my wide shot? Here we go. So like there is the hive. It is on my stream as a brand, and I always wear Tess normally, or an e-girl like this, so that people have an easy time calling me Honey.
Yeah, it distracts me too. Very distracting. They can't see it, but I'm like right here, and it's like, this is very, very hard to focus.
Yeah. What do you think of the body physics? It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
His wife's watching. Shut up.
Wait,
You can get him in trouble.
There we go.
I'm kidding.
One thing is that I am always wearing thick skins. Absolutely. I do have an alt called Daddy Gun, but that's let's not talk about that one.
All right. Another day. Hey, well, while we got Cronides, and before we get to more, funny topics, I'm actually curious because I get a lot of people coming up to me in YouTube comments or just coming up to me and go, hey, like, I'm looking for, like, I'm interested in joining a clan because, like, I want to start getting better and I want to get into, like, maybe comp, and they ask if they can join WWW, but WWW is more like invite only and kind of just like exclusive to friends. But like, tell me about Go. Is Go recruiting? Like, what would you have for the newer player or the veteran? Like, tell me about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Go is we're trying to actively recruit a little bit as well lately because we had that kind of turnover at the beginning of season 3, and we've kind of been reinventing ourselves a little bit, getting to know each other because a lot of the founders went away and a lot of the connective tissue of Go were involved in that, and so we tried to kind of take a little bit of the old, and I was one of the newer guys, and now suddenly I'm holding the reins to the whole thing, which is a little weird for me, right? So we wanted to kind of grow, we wanted to get to know each other. We started doing the fun games because we wanted to spend some time together, not only with Go Clan, but all of those people that were working closely with us, our lobby hosts and and the admin team and stuff. That was cool. But we really needed to grow the clan back up. We have a tight limit of 15 people. I think we're at 10 right now. And we've grown, and we've recently added Loki and Showtime and Master
awesome
Command.
people.
We're all 3. Yeah, awesome players, awesome people, great to play with. We've got some recruits that have kind of come in, and some people that have decided to come on, and others have not. So we're still actively recruiting, but we do it on a kind of an invite basis as well, because we're not looking necessarily for the greatest players in the world. We're looking for people that are people that fit the mold of the Game Over clan and the people that are involved.
What is that mold? Like WWW, if I had to say mold, it'd be like, just people we get along with, people we just like fucking around with. But like, I know you guys probably have like a set culture that you're looking for. Could you, for the new people who might want to join, or looking for a clan, like, what might be that culture?
Well, I mean, I think that's would kind of fit the same thing. It's kind of like the people that we really enjoy playing with. It's usually a little bit more of a mature crowd, I think. We've seen some kids that have come around and have been interested in joining Go, and I don't know, there's some mature kids out there and some kids that I like to play with that are really good players, but doesn't really fit us. A little bit more of an adult, clan. But people that are enjoyable to work with, and play with. People that are here to have some fun, to relax, to have a kind of a casual atmosphere, and enjoy themselves.
Word. Very
Very
good.
good.
I'm a little bit interested in WWW because actually the foundation, as
OG
I
clan,
understand
yeah.
and recall, the foundation of Go actually was a split off of WWW.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. See, I
Yeah,
didn't even know
yeah.
that.
Because Softest Unicorn was definitely WWW at the
I had
start.
no idea. I had no clue.
Yeah. So we
Wow.
were like the bastard child of WWW.
No wonder y'all are so cool.
WWW seems like a large clan. I think that was actually one of Softest's motivations. Is it felt like it was too big, and they wanted to really have a more intimate group of people. But WWW seems like a really large clan. I mean, how many people do you guys have membership wise?
That's funny because
I'm on the
even
wrong
though there
video.
might
Hold on.
technically be a lot of members, like Zoloto, it's kind of technically in WWW. Like, there's really only like maybe 8 active members, if that makes sense.
Oh.
So it's like it's not actually. I think it's smaller than like every other clan because while there are technically a lot of people, there's not really a lot of active people who chat and play together. Like, if I really had to count, besides, Corn Pops and them who just came, like, there was really only 2 active comp teams before I came. That was Ellie, Abshak, and Oinkus, who played Tonight and Go. And that was BTK, Billy the Kids, which is Colin the Fifth, Mr. Awesome, and, of course, Iron Man. And they were they were Diamond for, like, a long time. But that was really it until I came, and then now it's a little bigger. But maybe there's like a solid 10 active people. But yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, that
cool?
looks awesome! Yeah, that
Isn't it
looks
cool? Yeah,
really
you know what,
nice.
Just grab onto it and hold your select button, and you can save it. So if you hold your secondary select while you're grabbing it,
I don't know what my
so you're
saved inventory.
and you can just save
a screenshot.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh,
You
that
can
looks
save
nice.
that as a screenshot, and you can save that as a screenshot. You just grab it with your laser.
Oh,
or
that's
shoot
not
things.
the right one. That's not the right
Just
thing
shoot
at all.
it. Yeah, if you want to save it, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's 3 days, so that'll go up on the wall as another
poster.
amazing
Yay.
guest.
We're gonna cover these
you
walls.
You gotta grab it first. So just grab it first.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Grabbing Han Solo's crotch, and then press your secondary select, which is like your B button or something. There you go, and then
there we go.
And then you can go to export as screenshot. There you go. Perfect.
We're gonna cover these
Alright,
walls,
cool.
honey.
So, yeah,
cool.
absolutely. We're gonna cover these walls. We'll put that up
Oh, hell yeah.
right over here, just above the chat window for the meantime. I'll properly place it later, but that'll be where it goes in the meantime. Cool. So yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's
I
good,
just thought it was really cool that the bun finally came out of the oven. It's finally finished. And I was like, hell yeah, this is amazing. It's really cool. So, do you guys have any hobbies like outside of Pop 1? Do you like to do anything outside
Not
the game?
anymore.
It's a time suck. It takes all my time.
For what he does.
Just make spreadsheets,
GO-P1 takes up a lot of time. Because I think that's probably my I like doing spreadsheets. I like doing number crunching and stuff and analysis. I do that a little bit in my normal day life job. So this does take up a lot of my hobby time. The gaming aspect of it.
How does Mrs. Cronides feel about?
No, that's a good question.
He shot himself.
Yeah.
Comedic timing.
Yeah, I don't know. She's on the other side of the office. Mrs. Cronides, how do you feel about GO-P1 time?
I didn't hear
She
that.
actually made me laugh downstairs.
Is Mrs. Cronides
she's having a good time?
Is Mrs. Cronides watching this? Because that would be great.
She is.
Hi, Mrs. Cronides.
She's a mere feet away listening to you guys. and yeah, she loves your boobs, honey.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
They're quite
I'm
fantastic.
very pleased with them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Pink's
A.
the banana with the biggest love gun in the world. So.
Size matters, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was interesting. I ended up getting virtual reality largely to keep my kids and ourselves a little bit more off the couch with Xbox or PlayStations.
That's cool. Yeah.
Try to get a little bit more exercise in. I've got a couple
Yeah.
teenagers at home.
Ah.
They
A few knife fights on tower.
Yeah, they sit and play PC games a little bit too much, but they do get up and play VR a little bit. I remember, even when they were younger, playing Gorn, they get in there and ripping
Yeah.
spines out of people. They get red-faced and a lot of exercise in.
Awesome.
It was really great for all of us to get us a little bit, well, the whole house is gamers. Mrs. Cronides is
that's
a
awesome.
big gamer as well.
What? That's so cool.
That's amazing. Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah,
gamer?
It's really cool.
What kind of game
What-
does
what's this,
yeah. Uh-oh.
What's that?
Oh, what kind of gamer? Like, what kind of games?
So we used to play a lot of PlayStation, and then we flipped to Xbox at one point in time, and then now the boys, they like Minecraft. That they spend a whole lot of time still on that, but they do VR games too. A lot of like Vader Immortal and things like that.
Awesome.
I've tried to get them to play POP1, but they just don't have the stamina to stand up and
The kids?
endure getting their ass
Flying
handed to them.
constantly.
The kids
30,
don't?
40 levels.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. We
Oh,
talked about
okay.
this last night. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the mental resilience to get through the matchmaking right now is very necessary. Oh,
The learning
damn.
curve on
Yeah.
POP1 is so high. I mean, you really have to be able to put up with failure for a long time before you really get competitive. I mean, by the 30th, 40th level or so, you're starting to feel like, okay, now I can compete occasionally. I can get a kill on Pink Ponage once in a while. If I catch Honey flying off a top tier, I might get a couple shots off on him. By 30, 40, you're feeling like you can kill someone occasionally. But to get to that point, it's a lot of failure. It's a lot of even just trying to locate the enemy in a tree. It's waiting to just mow you down.
Speaking of which, killing Pink Ponage has been a lifelong goal of mine. So much to the point where I suggested that our entire clan put a bounty out on you.
Oh,
See if
yeah.
we can
Okay.
kill you at some
We
point.
did.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no one managed. I don't think.
Oh, really? Is there still a bounty on my head?
An entire clan
Is
is
there really?
bounty and no
Yeah.
one succeeded.
No way. I had no idea this
Yeah,
bounty existed. What?
The secret's,
kind of bounty?
The secret's out of the bag. Game Over
Yeah.
does have a bounty program.
What?
I picked the
News to me.
The very first bounty promoted by Honey personally, let me say,
Yeah.
was in fact Pink Ponage. And
Oh.
Master Command not only killed you once,
he
but I
did,
think
yeah.
twice
He did.
Yes.
in the same night.
Oh.
On the week that he was inducted into Game Over.
Yeah,
So
of
we gave him
course. I
credit-
remember seeing that.
We gave him credit for the bounty for killing you twice.
Oh,
during the week that he was
good
gone.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
In a
I think
public
the
game?
next,
Oh, cool.
the next
The next
bounty we had out was Galtus, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was
Galtus is
Galtus,
still
yeah.
undefeated. Nobody has
Yeah.
killed Galtus. He's been playing his
haven't
alt.
really run into him.
Billy Bob's Solo YOLO is his.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we've
Yeah,
even tracked him
so,
down for the alt.
That's funny.
We're,
Huh?
we're still looking for the first kill on Galtus. Yeah, he's still a standing bounty. Don't tell
Awesome.
anyone.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
These things
This
are
is,
secretive. I had
Keep
no
Secrets.
idea. No idea. I would have been playing a lot more careful if I knew Go Clan had a bounty.
I was so salty getting murdered throughout the whole of season 3 by Pink that I was like, we need a bounty on this guy.
Yeah.
Everyone go, get him. Find him in pubs, make his life miserable.
Oh no.
But no, it's actually genuinely, like, a bounty system is a great way for your clan at home to get better. In that, you're pitting people against really good players, people who everyone respects. And
Whoa.
if you're gonna get that kill, you gotta play smart. You gotta push smart. You gotta play the game as best as you possibly can if you're coming in. So it's a great way to get the clan to rally together and and start playing smart and really trying to get that kill. So
Boy,
I highly
it
recommend
changes.
bounties. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean it's great. It is great fun, and it does change your mentality a lot. I mean, and that's something that comp does for you over pubs as well. It changes your outlook on the game because I mean, pubs you can just throw yourself recklessly in there. Try something fun, and if it doesn't work out, the next game's there. But I can remember, I very clearly remember the first time I killed Pink Ponage. And it was in the
It feels great, doesn't it?
I mean, there's been some time since then that I'm certain that I've killed Pink, on occasion. But the very first time was, I mean, that was a momentous occasion. That was like, someone who I admired and recognized as a great player, and I caught him half dead in the cemetery in the zone, and I dropped a DT on him after watching his DT videos. It was great.
Oh,
it was the most beautiful
fantastic.
I have arrived moment.
I have ascended.
Oh no! You know what, guys? I've just realized I do not have Neos audio at all. I just realized I've been sitting here with no audio on Neos whatsoever.
On your stream, you
So
mean?
people have not been able to hear you since
really?
I last crashed.
Oh, am I supposed to add that on mine?
Fabulous.
I think people can hear on mine.
Yeah,
I've got
at least
mine
people
good.
can hear on yours. That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, there's gonna be a whole section where they can't hear me.
Oh no!
Can't hear
Cool.
from
so
my
people-
end.
So the bounty's still secret. The bounty.
So,
I feel like
yeah.
the Go-P1 season really launched off well though. For the first night.
Yeah.
Season 5,
I think
it felt
so.
like some good games.
So
tonight.
much action.
What did you think about it?
Good atmosphere.
It was, huge amounts of action. I kind of wish I was like able to get in the lobby as well. It's just I do it for PPCEU, but it's like really like a big juggling act for me to get in at the same time as being on the caster tool. And Go-P1 goes so fast that I wouldn't have time to like do anything. I'm normally only there just to listen to the atmosphere. That's literally the only reason my character ever sits in there, just to listen to the lobby shit talk. But I wouldn't be able to do anything like proper if I was in Go-P1 because the lobbies just go like bam, one after the other. So yeah, and like never mind just being there, but also like if I were ever to try and host and shoutcast, it's just not gonna happen. My brain would shut down and I'd have a stroke. It's definitely guaranteed.
I thought the atmosphere was really friendly, camaraderie-ish, if that's word. But like everyone was really chill, laughing about even not doing great, and just laughing about a good time. Everyone, after you get a good kill, after the enemy gets a good kill on you, like we all go up to the enemy and go, "Hey, great job! That was awesome shooting." I did that even a couple times. But I definitely saw other people do it, and that's the kind of atmosphere you want. It's nice.
It's interesting you can actually see from the air as well. So in like super competitive games where no one's really talking to one another, you'll see these teams off like having their own little team talk in between. It's just the three of them. Whereas like in Go-P1 tonight, you're seeing multiple little groups of like people just intermingling, shit talking, maybe talking about good kills and stuff like that, and it's really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Was that you that killed me? Was that you? Did I see you there killing me? You came over the wall. And, people really enjoying the competition. I think people, you get that 4-week or so break, between seasons and Go-P1, and it was really nice to be back. It is, a lot of spirit of camaraderie. And a lot of people just enjoying the comp and being back. I think it was cool.
We all do a great job hosting it, and God, the amount of work put into that is just fantastic. So props on y'all for doing that. It's just great. A great tournament.
Yeah.
Competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was cool.
I so enjoy it. And that's why I'm
hosting tonight. It was great.
Yeah.
I was expecting to host
You
tonight,
said
but
that's a host.
Ghost had already started the game before I got even in there. It was awesome.
Excellent. Excellent.
Amazing, yeah. It's good whenever people pick up your slack,
We got to get
But,
Honey back in. I'll play us three. We could even
I-
go in there. Yeah, that would be fun.
You know, the problem is I've got so much enjoyment out of shoutcasting that actually playing seems scary. Because I'm like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose just being able to fly about in the air and shit talk people. They're like, "What are you doing? Don't charge in there." And I know very well I would have totally charged in there. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you know, I've totally enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming on again, Cronides.
Thank you, Cronides.
I'm sorry it's been a bit of a train wreck of a stream. Like last time went super easy with Rad Fox yesterday. There was no crashes, nothing like that. But today we had like it's just life, and hopefully, well, Pink's got the video of his thing, and thank you for streaming it with your cameras and everything. It's gonna be amazing. I'll send you my footage and you can cut out bits if you want, but yeah, it's gonna be an absolute train wreck.
No, it's good. We actually, a lot of people like to hear this kind of thing, just chilling and talking about Pop 1. I'm getting a lot of great feedback on YouTube. And,
me too.
Yeah,
it's nice.
it's good.
It's really nice just to hear other people who just would like to get on, and just chat with us, and I love that. So we're looking forward to it. So I've got lined up for Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Balpo's going to come on and chat with us, and it's going to be so much fun to chat with her. I never really get a chance to chat with her in lobbies because she's always too busy, either interacting with the stream or murdering me. So it's going to be great to actually get a chance to sit down and have a chat with her. And also, her voice is so soothing. It is. Oh yes. Let's not even get into that. So I'm really looking forward to getting Balpo on Friday. Other couple of guests lined up. We've got T-Boo Ted from Six Mentoring. He's agreed to come on at some point.
Cool.
And chat about what they're doing over at Six. And we've got, in the EU side of things, we've got Rafe, obviously, who was talking earlier. He'd love to get on and chat with us about his foray into Diamond Division. And we've got DC OMG. You probably know DC. He's another streamer. DC's a British guy. He's a really good player, actually. Plays in
Red Division.
Yes Chef. Yeah, Red Division. So yeah, good player, nice guy. Looking forward to getting him on the stream and just having a chat about the game. We want a mix of just people who love the community, and also it'd be nice to have some sweats on. So someday we might convince Scanter to come on and just tell us how he.
We can get him here. I'm so glad he joined Go too. Yeah, it was nice to get the big namers like that in, and Goodbet played a lot more than I ever thought he would in Go, which is really awesome. When you get those big namers coming in. It's just an honor to play against them and get your ass kicked, it's just cool, yeah.
Okay, so Pink, I do have to ask you though, so Goodbet, Goodbet in my mind is renowned for just dodging bullets, but it's really hard for him now because of hit scans, so he's kind of just going to go and play Veil. But do you think that actually affected him? Because I noticed that in Diamond Division, he was getting hit way more than I used to see him. He used to just dance around bullets. The guy was insane at reading muzzles and just.
I have mixed feelings about hit scan. Maybe this is where we end our convo, the hit scan topic. But as a top player, I hate hit scan personally.
I hate hit scan.
Yeah, because. I could never die to a non-top player before this patch. Never. If I really wanted to. And I was building, flying around, because with my movement and my build, there's just no way I can die to a non-other top player. Now, if I run into two, even casual players and I'm in the open, I can die. And so I personally now I can personally die. So what does that mean? I play a lot more safe now, even in pubs. And so... I guess I hate it personally from that perspective, but I get it because it evens the playing field, and I think overall that's a great thing for the game. I don't talk to Good Bet, obviously, personally enough to be able to say that's why, but generally a lot of the top pros are going to Veil because, you know, there's big prize pools, and so it's really appealing to teenagers, you know, who don't have a job, right? When you hear $40,000 in prizes. And so I think that's the big thing taking away, but I know that a lot of the top players just generally don't like the latest patch. But the good news is for people like me, it makes it easier for me to get the Diamond Division because a lot of them flushed out. So, you know, so, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But no, yes, HitScan has turned a lot of those kind of top players off from the high-end competitive play because it just takes less skill to aim. But I think overall it's a good thing for the game. But yes,
it feels
personally,
bad
I don't like
though. It also feels bad whenever you get hit like behind buildings if your ping's bad. Just saying.
yeah.
Like it felt bad before, but it feels really bad now because you're like, well, I'm so far below, and you see the streamer where it's like hit you and it's like up there, and you're like, what the hell? That's not cool.
How do you feel about Cronides, the hit scan? Since you're here.
Well, and you know, and a little bit in your case, maybe a little bit of ping between the European and the North American servers too. You see a little bit of that where you feel like you're behind a wall or behind a rock, and suddenly you're taking a shot. You know, but I think there's definitely a little bit more of that. But anything you can do to kind of level the playing field, I mean, it maybe takes some of the top skill out of the game, which, you know, I can see how that could be frustrating for top players. But even as we've seen, you know, with our cap play and GO-P1, you know, the more that we've elevated the bottom 80%, that's a larger population of people who now feel successful.
Yeah.
You know, who now feel more engaged in the game. And, you know, that's going to pay dividends towards everybody because, you know, the more you keep a population interested and engaged, the better it is for the whole game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So this is something I haven't really talked about with pretty much many people at all, but I really like the idea of like perks for weapons so you can have different builds for your characters. So imagine a build breaking build that you run and your P90 does like, you know, 9 damage per hit, but it breaks builds in like 3 shots, right? So it's like a pure build breaking P90 perk, and you've got 2 perk slots that you can choose, and you dedicate 1 to your P90. So it's almost useless against people on a like shooting them, but for breaking builds for your team, it's insane. Or a perk that makes it so that your Sacco does slightly reduced damage, but it goes back to the way that the old Sacco used to aim and recoil, so you can rapid fire it really easy. So that's sort of a thing. There's a trade-off, but it changes the way you play, and it means that you don't necessarily know, well, this guy's got an AK, he's going to play this way. If he has a perk for it, he might play it slightly different. And I think that would really add a dimension to the game apart from just surface skill that I think would be quite interesting, you know. So you run into a guy with a P90, he might just be a normal P90, or he could be build breaker P90, he's not that dangerous, but you don't want to build in front of him. So that's the sort of thing, you know, like I can imagine like some really cool perks with like an AWP where you only have like one round before you have to fully reload, but it's like a one-shot headshot kill.
That would bring a lot of depth.
That sort of a thing. Yeah, I think it would just add depth and really make your perk choices matter, and you'd have so much variety in the players in the lobby that it would actually be really interesting. So that's just me. That's a thought that I had.
That's a really interesting thought. Yeah, I mean, I think that would add a little bit of unpredictability too, because you know you have a certain expectation when you see someone with a P90 in their hand or someone with a Seiko in their hand. So adding that kind of variability where suddenly this weapon does a little bit different than what you expect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine a perk that gave your DT slugs. You know, that sort of a thing. that's the sort of thing that'd be really interesting. You know, suddenly you have to be really accurate with it, but you're doing loads of damage. That sort of a thing would be really cool.
As if it wasn't already OP, that weapon. As if the weapon isn't strong.
So damn accurate if you're just firing a single slug instead of your full thing. So, you know, maybe it's a trade-off of only doing, you know, like 90 damage So you can't two-shot kill someone, but 90 damage, but you have to hit your shots really accurately, otherwise you're missing. You know, that sort of thing. That would be really interesting to me.
I was thinking
anyway.
there's a game like that. There's a first-person shooter. It's not Team Fortress. Wait, Team Fortress has perks, kind of, I think.
Apex Legends has perks,
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe.
yeah, okay.
So,
Call of Duty does too. Like, you can choose perks. So, yeah, that would be wonderful if they had any kind of depth like that.
I just think it adds dimensions to all of your gameplay. So it's not just you can make up for maybe your shortcomings with the right perk choices and make yourself a tricky character to deal with. I really like that idea. You could even have like healing perks, where your bananas give you extra health and stuff like that, or your bananas heal over time, as long as you're just munching them constantly.
That would be awesome.
It'd be really fun. Can you imagine just a banana tank? It's just constantly healing, but they can't use any other overshields or anything. They just gotta have bananas like every 20 seconds, or else they slowly bleed to death, or something stupid like that. Potassium deficient perk. That's what we want to see.
Awesome. Oh, I'm getting wife aggro, y'all. I think I'm gonna have to bail.
Thank you so much, Pink. It's been amazing to have you as always. Let me throw some love at you with a love gun.
Yeah. Thank you all, and thank you for Cronides for coming. It's been fantastic,
It's been a
y'all.
pleasure, guys.